Okay, cool. All right. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Are we already grumpy today? What's happening?
I was about to say you came in with a bit of an attitude.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
How did I? By general smile when I got out of the fucking truck?
I don't want to continue the negativity. Let's take a deep breath. Let whatever anger
These fucking shoes are about to come off, dude.
No, come on, man. It's fucked up.
All right. Whatever. Go ahead, Jake. Get it going then.
Oh, shit.
Are we ready?
Intro? We already roll? Yeah, let's go.
Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast. With your host, Craig Casamas and Big Jake.
What's up, guys?
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast.
Here we are.
Yes, doing it again. Here with one of my favorite human beings in the world, my nephew Mark.
Let's go.
Y'all know him as Mark Young, Mark the Menace. Legend out here. You know, we love you.
Thank you,
Just
Uncle.
came back from Vegas. Like
Yeah,
literally
man.
just pulled up.
Yeah, just got off the plane, got in the car, and came straight here.
That's crazy,
You
dude.
look like you're tired, man.
For
With the late
sure,
night?
man. Yeah, you know, when you're dealing with an event that big, you know, it's not just bring the fighters in, let them fight and go home. There's still so much stuff going on behind the scenes, and then you got to make sure that stuff is all wrapped up and gone.
Yeah.
And then you guys can go ahead and we can leave.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's either one of the biggest or the biggest sporting event of the year.
for sure.
In overall numbers,
Yeah.
for sure.
We're talking about
Aside from
Canelo
the- yeah,
Crawford
oh,
There
yeah,
was-
the
by the way.
Canelo
there was
Crawford fight last night.
70,000 people there, if
That's
not more.
crazy.
Yeah.
If not more. Because that arena holds 72,000.
Yeah,
a little
So
over
fucking
72.
pretty much sold out.
Pretty much sold
That's
out.
crazy. And so this is a UFC
So
like,
yeah, it's
kinda
Zuffa
sponsor-
Boxing.
Zuffa,
there was
yeah.
there was a lot of different companies involved in this.
Yeah.
But yes, for the most part, this
Yeah.
is a Zuffa Boxing event, which is of course, UFC is under Zuffa.
Yeah. So
Right.
real quick, so that because I know that everybody is really curious,
Right.
And a lot of people, all they have is jokes about it. Who was the dude in the turban and the white outfit that kept popping up everywhere? That I was at the bar watching the fight at the bar last
Right.
night, and so you got all these fools around you chirping.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that dude is a big dude, and that he put a lot of money into last night. But maybe you have more insight onto who he is.
Yeah, that is the Turkey Alashi. I mean, I could be saying his name wrong, but
yeah.
I know that they call him the Turkey. They call him Turkey. So, he is the face of Riot Season.
Okay.
And he's the one who puts on these huge events.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to meet him, of course they call him His Excellency.
Yeah.
So and he he's a nice guy. I mean,
Sure.
if you were to run into him, he takes pictures with everyone.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
out there.
But
like,
this dude has fuck you money. Like he's
That's
royalty.
Oh
You know what I mean? Like,
it's obvious
Yeah,
that
like a
you
prince
can't
or,
even
you know.
compete with
Yeah.
what he can do,
Yeah.
and it's based on look what he has the ability to do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can put together a card where we just saw Canelo and Bud Crawford fight on a
Right.
huge card at the Legion Stadium.
Right.
It was just
And-
wild.
It was one of the best cards that I've watched in a long time. As far as I only got to watch the 3 fights,
Right.
But the Canelo and the Crawford fight were almost the boring of the 3 fights when it came down to like the fight with your guy.
Callum Walsh.
Yeah.
Colin Walsh.
And
that was an
Vargas.
amazing fight.
That was
he
that
pieced
dude
him
is-
up,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
that
for
dude
sure.
is slick, man.
Yeah, it really kind of looked like Vargas, and I don't want to say he was scared, but he definitely respected that hand.
For sure.
And was really worried the first few rounds. Like, you can see that he was not trying to get hit.
Callum doesn't play around when that kid throws shots. I need to stop saying that. Just because he's younger than me, I call him kid, but
Yeah.
that's a grown man.
Dude, I call you kid.
Yeah,
You know what I
but,
mean? We're OGs in this. You can call him a kid.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
Callum is a straight up Irish warrior, and
Yeah.
he just knows what he's doing. Like, he's calm. He has his way that he does boxing, which is just something that I respect. Everybody has their opinion, and everybody has something to say. But
course.
for the most part, that fight, which Vargas Jr. is a very tough opponent.
Yeah.
So not gonna take anything from that guy. He's a tough opponent.
Yeah.
And of course, my guy Callum went in there and
I mean, I think what did he get? What, maybe 1 round? You know what I mean? Like maybe 2 rounds. You know what I mean? Walsh it was 10-9, 10-9. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, and it was the way. I don't, because I'm such a big UFC fan.
Right.
I've always been a UFC fan first, right? So I watched Noche all day long, and then switched into the boxing, and for me, I like boxing a lot. It's so slick. It's so clean. I tend to not watch whole entire cards of boxing because I'm like, fucking leg kick him, dude. You know what I mean? Like, fucking get him.
Take him down.
But that whole entire event, I watched every single fight, and I was like, pretty fucking good. I mean, just the way it was put together.
And it's been a long time
great
since I've sat there and
wanted
and actually just watched the fights, because usually they get pretty boring.
For sure.
Yeah.
A lot of tag.
That's what they call boxing. They say it's the sweet science.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you have to fall in love with boxing to be able to just sit there and watch, these two guys kind of going back and forth. Sometimes they're not going back and forth.
Yeah.
You start to understand the different boxers. This guy's a slugger. This guy's an actual boxer.
Mm-hmm.
And if we put them together, you technically are not going to get what you're looking for.
Totally.
What we remember is Mike Tyson being a slugger, right?
Yeah.
And then he would go against other sluggers, so to speak, and be
Someone get knocked
Do you
out.
remember the name of the 2 guys before Walsh?
Let's see, the 2 before Walsh that fought.
I can pull it up.
Yeah.
So I know one of them was Mbili, right?
Yes.
Black guy, yeah.
Yes.
So that was Mbili. He fought against Lester Martinez, if I'm not
No, you're right.
mistaken. Okay.
Those 2 walked out
Yep.
and started swinging
Brawling.
and did not stop until the very end, dude.
Not at all.
That was absolutely incredible. I mean, they did. I'm gassing out after a minute and a half. They didn't stop swinging for 10 rounds
At all.
nonstop.
Yep.
It was incredible, man. I was sitting there, in awe watching those 2 go at it.
That's
Because it wasn't
professional.
it wasn't like with Canelo, where they were, piecing each other up and he, really defensive moves and different stuff like that. Those 2 just kind of just stood there in the ring and just were just going for it the whole time, man.
Duked it out right
It was
here.
it was
in
one of
the
the
middle.
coolest ones I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that was a beautiful exchange between those 2, based on because they both came there to let's just duke it out right here in the middle.
Yeah.
They beat on each other every single round and let the decision go to where it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
But the cards. The other fights that were on there before the main card, there was some amazing fights. There's some just great fighters out there.
Yeah.
And how they picked this card, that's a bunch of matchmakers in the back and stuff like that. But they did an amazing job because a lot of these fighters, we don't really know them by name.
Right.
They're not household names. They're not people you can just pick off, right away. But they came and they were all professional.
Yeah.
Every single one of those fighters were professional.
Now, it's something that is in the boxing world, and it's the complaint of everything. And I think what you see, what's happening now is putting champions against champions, right? Because there's so many different divisions and what do you call them, leagues? You know what I mean? Where it's like these 2 legends will never fight each other for some reason, and it seems like it's changing now with this whole new structure of what's going on, right?
Well, I mean,
are you hopeful with that, or?
I am, because boxing is something that is, the promoters are the ones who hold a lot of the keys to boxing. Yeah. So if a promoter has a whole set of boxers, those boxers won't necessarily fight this other promoter's boxers.
Yeah.
You have them bicker back and forth, and they talk, oh, if I got in the ring, I'd fight you, and this and that. But it's not something that they. It's not going to happen. Every time, when they talk about the money, for some reason, if it's not right, that fight doesn't happen.
The money last night was fucking nuts.
Oh man,
that was $150 million for Canelo.
47 plus million at the gate in one night.
That's crazy.
Canelo got 150, guaranteed 150.
Well, you gotta remember it was on Netflix and the world was watching.
No, I got that, and Turkey came in there, stepped in, and doing some money too.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, but
that
to me, because I was looking at the numbers this morning trying to figure out exactly how much Crawford made.
Right.
You know, not
I heard it was like 10 mil. That's what they were saying, but I was like, I can't.
They said that
man.
he was going to make around $50 million, but that's just his payout
for a
from
night
them.
at work.
So whatever sponsors he has, whatever else he has going on.
Yeah.
Hey, and did you? I know you probably. I don't know if you got to see this or not, dude. But it fucking cracked me up so much. When Crawford's crew came out, did you see that big white boy walking back behind him?
He has on like red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that dude as big as he looked?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness, dude.
I didn't notice it.
Oh, he was standing on the corner of the ring, and they panned out, and all of Crawford's dudes are standing there. And then there's that white boy standing back behind him. And he's got like 2 feet above everybody.
Yeah, he was
just
tall.
standing there
He's
looking,
a big
dude.
guy, yeah.
And then those definitely are his people.
Wow.
Oh, hey, man,
Yeah.
I'm like, it took a brother from Nebraska to bring a big old corn-fed white boy like that, man. That dude
There
was
was
a big
and
man.
he definitely represents for his family. It's not
huge.
about color or
Oh,
creed.
yeah, of
No.
Those
course,
are
yeah.
just his family members,
He had-
people
he
he
had
grew up with.
suspenders and a
I didn't
cap.
notice it.
Yeah.
I didn't notice
dude,
it.
Yeah, I
for
noticed
sure.
it at
Yeah.
first because I was like,
You're all, Jesus.
They
Like, who's-
panned over.
Yeah.
No, because I didn't notice at first. What I noticed was when they panned over, they were showing Crawford and warming up, and when they panned over to the white boy, I was like, "Oh shit!" You know, and he's wearing all their colors, so
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
that. And I was like, "Damn." That
I
white
mean, he
boy,
wasn't
he was
the only
dressed like
one.
he had the matching shoes and the black slacks and the red pinstripe and the red, and everything was tight.
He's
He
locked
came
in.
out locked in.
Yeah.
And then when he walked out, I saw, oh, geez, look how big he is. But the part that cracked me up, man, is when Crawford got in there, and he gets in there and he's standing there. I think he still had his robe on, and I think it was his trainer, but it was definitely his cornerman. His cornerman's huge.
Bomac.
What's his name?
Bomac.
Bomac. Bomac comes in the ring, and as the cameras pan on Crawford, Bomac turns around and puts his back up against the ropes and puts his back to the camera. I went, this motherfucker brought his own billboard.
Yep.
Yeah, he brought his own,
Block him out.
because he turned around and he put himself against the thing, and there was all the sponsors were on his back.
Yep.
Okay.
So it was essentially a rolling fucking billboard. He just took him and fucking rolled him up, turned him around, and I watched the dude get a smile on his face.
Yeah.
And he just smiled, and he turned around, and he leaned over and put his back out towards the camera so that they would see all the sponsors on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went, oh, this dude is slick, man.
Yeah, all
that's okay.
weekend, they were very confident in what they came to do.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
No matter what, there's a lot of people who love Canelo. Hey, I love Canelo.
Of course, yeah.
Honestly, he's one of my favorite fighters.
Me too.
Underestimated, what Crawford can do. I know he's
Obviously.
a great boxer,
Yeah.
for sure, and take that from him. But going up in weight class and stuff like that, that's what they make weight classes for a reason.
Yeah.
So just following the script, but he shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
But dare to be different, dare to be great,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what he did.
Canelo just couldn't figure him out. You know what I mean? It just felt like he couldn't figure him out.
Well,
you know what I
in
mean?
boxing, if you are a planted fighter like Canelo is,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to. Did you see how much he's running around?
Totally, yeah.
He
Yeah.
has to try to cut off the ring to be able to fire shots, and Terrence Crawford doesn't need that. He can keep moving around the
Yeah.
ring. He can fight you backing up on his back foot. He can fight you coming forward. He's moving side by side. He's throwing very slick punches, and that is hard to deal with
Totally,
in
yeah.
boxing.
Yeah.
I heard the guys once going like, oh, he's got Crawford in the corner.
Right. It's
And the second they said that,
Out of it.
he bounced right out of it.
Yeah.
Tag, and just tagged him again.
because
you know?
he knew that once Canelo cuts off the ring and gets him in that corner, what's going to happen?
It's gonna be a problem.
It's body head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're a seasoned fighter, you know that if you get into the corner, the body head is coming, and they're just gonna keep raining them and keep raining them until they catch you.
Yeah.
He was smart enough to let me block the couple body
Yeah.
heads up. Now I'm out of the way. I'm
Yeah.
moving out of the way quick
Yeah.
and get
Yeah.
back to center ring, or at least fighting off my back foot.
Yeah.
So yeah, he pulled it off like a master. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It was a great event. I mean, just the whole thing. I would like to know, like, from you, like, being a part of that event. Like, I mean, is that the biggest thing you've ever been a part of? It has to be. I mean, it's got to be up there, right? I mean,
outside of what you've done
Outside
for
of what-
yourself.
yeah.
'Cause, that's a whole different feeling.
Honestly, that I've been given some really, really great opportunities. I went to New York. I've went to Ireland.
Yeah.
I've been a part of a lot of things like that are history, but this has to be the biggest.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, everyone was tuned in. The whole world was pretty much locked in.
Yeah. I would love to know what the streaming numbers were, but
oh,
I know
man.
Netflix
I know
is-
that there was some streaming issues because
Yeah,
I had
there
a few
was,
friends that were like, on Callum's fight, it's buffering. I can't see what's going on. So I'm sure that's something they're
yeah,
going to work
a couple
out.
times, but it wasn't. It's not like a
Yeah, and then
you didn't
it was
lose
free.
anything. Yeah, and it's free. Yeah,
That's when you don't really complain. It's buffering. I didn't pay for it, so I'm
a
good.
bunch of entitled motherfuckers are just playing about free too.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
I didn't get
For
enough
sure.
rolls with that free food.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
So, can you talk about like what your role is with the company and what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's athlete relations, and so it's what I would do with 360. So with 360, I make sure the athletes are where they need to be, that they have all the information that they need to have. These fighters, they come in during maybe 4 days before, sometimes a week before.
Yeah.
And they have things to do. They have assignments to do. You got medicals. You got a bunch of little things that need to be done before that fight can happen. So, that's just kind of what I do, is just help that situation out and make sure it goes smooth. But you got to build a relationship with fighters also.
Of course.
You're not just dealing with the fighter. You're dealing with his coaches.
The
You
whole
guys
camp,
camp.
yeah.
It could be his dad. It could be his mom. Could be part of his manager team. His best friend. So there's sometimes you gotta kind of deal with things in a light manner. And then sometimes you gotta not. You gotta deal with another fighter or their camp how you would deal with somebody on the street if they're acting that same way.
And it
that
gets
happens,
to
for
that,
sure.
I'm sure it gets to that point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sometimes.
For sure. But you think about, you're a fighter. You've been cutting weight for weeks. You haven't had food. You haven't had your woman. There's a lot of things that you and then you get to this fight week at a casino or a hotel or somewhere, and then you got somebody you don't know telling you, hey, you can't do this. You can't go over here. We need you over here. We need you doing this. And then you get down to weigh-in day when all you want to do is drink some water or, rehydrate.
Anything,
Eat some food.
Yeah.
And you can't. You're being told you can't. You got to wait until we weigh you in.
Yeah.
So, and that's just protocol.
Yeah.
It's the rules. So, yeah, you imagine trying to tell somebody who's visibly hangry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just want to hydrate.
Yeah.
That you got to wait. You could.
And you're like, no, we got to go over here for some pictures.
For sure.
or whatever.
There you go.
Yeah, most people have no idea how. And I mean, majority of the people have no idea how brutal cutting weight is.
They don't. Well, that's the one thing about the sport, is that people who don't do the sport have a lot of opinion on what somebody
I'm
should
sure
do when
they
they're
do,
in there.
Yeah, it's sitting at a bar, listening to the fights, man.
Yeah, he
It's-
needs to do this. He needs to do that. Get your ass in there. Show me. Show me what you would do, buddy.
Totally, man.
Yeah.
Show me what you do, because you have no idea with that fight. Why? Well, he looks slow on this fight. I mean, you have. What round are we in? We're in the 10th round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go get off your ass and go do two.
Yeah, the weight cut almost killed him. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Take Canelo at the top of the list.
Right.
Go down to 100 on that list, and then take that person running their mouth that says that they could do whoop-de-whoop and put them in there with the 100th and try to stop anything that gets thrown at you.
Totally.
Yeah.
You can't stop it. You can't defend it. You can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Take your fucking 2 or 3 years of jiu-jitsu that you've been doing,
Right.
and see what happens when that dude cracks you across your head when you try to get a hold of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, those guys are at such a high level, that you can't. Their slow is as fast as you're ever going to be in your life.
It's a boxer or even somebody who does Muay Thai, MMA.
Yeah.
When they've done it for so long, it's like we can almost slow down things. It's almost like we slow. If you're like fast, but you're just not someone who trains. I'm sure you know how to fight, but when you throw the jab, it's almost like I can see it before it ever comes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just Move out of the way of it.
Yeah.
And,
You
and
can tell by
counter.
just the way their arm fucking, their
Just
shoulder
by the way
twitches.
you
It's
move,
going.
you-
Yeah.
It's almost like knowing you're about to do it before you even do it.
That second nature.
Watching Walsh yesterday, slipping punches. I mean, that dude just was slick.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, he
know,
was.
Vargas would throw it, and he just wouldn't be where the punch was supposed to go. And as soon as that happened, he pieced him up.
Yeah.
You know?
I give a lot. Callum has been doing what he's been doing for a long time.
Right.
That kid's been good for a long time. He uses footwork, and I'll always be a person. I'm a boxing coach, so I teach a lot of footwork over just trying to teach people to punch on the mitts all the time.
Yeah.
And anyone can throw a heavy punch if they really want to, but can you move?
Right.
Do you know where you're moving? Do you know when to stop and plant and throw the shot and move right after that shot? It's all footwork. So he uses footwork. I believe, this is my opinion. I watch Manny Pacquiao fights, and then you see how Manny moves. He hops in and out, boom, 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 out, boom, boom, in, back, out, in and out. I mean, he's under Freddie Roach. Callum is being given a lot of great knowledge, and a great coach just isn't someone who can feed you mitts. So people always try to act like, if your coach is old or your coach is overweight, what kind of good coach are you if you're overweight? Or what kind of coach are you if you're old?
Yeah.
Well, you stupid ass. A real coach, isn't someone who's just gonna feed mitts for you. They know how to tap in to the heartstrings of that fighter and get them to do something that they never thought they can do, and no one else thought they can do. But that one coach knows how to tell you something that's like, yep, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
And so that's a coach, because there's tons of people who can sign you up, say, hey, come in, I'm going to teach you how to, box, and you will. But maybe that fighter won't go so far because you don't really care about what he does outside of your gym. You don't really listen to him if he has like outside problems at home. These are things that these fighters actually, go through. And if you're a good coach, you're right there to help them through those things.
And a good coach, will break you down
for sure,
rebuild your ass if you're willing to be rebuilt.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's the thing about accepting learning a skill at all. You got to realize, like, you already have your biases and your methods that you think are working, and then you meet someone that is just like, nah, we're starting over, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, why?
Why? I'm doing pretty good. He's like, no, you're not. You're like, what, dude?
Yeah, I'm hard
on,
man. When I train my students, I'm very hard on a woman or a man. I treat the women just like I would treat the men in class, and just I'll talk shit to you. If you come in and you have your way of doing it, that's cool, but I'll tell you straight up, your way is gonna get you fucked up.
Totally. Yeah. Bad habits already built in.
Yeah,
right?
like you're and if you don't want to listen, that's fine. And I learned that I only came into all this martial arts, not boxing. Boxing was something I always had, but martial arts came from my brother and his people over there in Texas. And once I picked that up and then I came back here, something great that I took from them there was, you always want to be a student. You never want to be a guy who's like, oh yeah, this is why I do it this way. Yeah. When somebody's trying to teach you who has knowledge, like, oh no, well, the reason that I do it that way is because this.
Yeah.
All right.
What's it like being like that and having that thought process and that thing, and then being able to work around and be part of probably one of the top legends in the boxing world, period, throughout history. Like, to be able to hang out with Freddie Roach. That dude is legitimately probably the top trainer in the world. And has done so much.
Right?
He
GSP fucking didn't even work. Yeah, everybody.
He found Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, he's the one that found Manny. I did not know that. Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao had started off in New York and worked his way across the United States trying to find some place that would take him in to box. Freddie Roach was asking him when he started holding mitts for him. He asked him, "Hey man, all these places you couldn't find a gym?"
Right.
And he's all, "I traveled from New York to here. You're the first person that asked me to join their gym."
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's how he ended up starting fighting in America.
That's crazy, dude.
And that's Freddie Roach.
Yeah.
And Freddie just was like, this dude's insane. He goes, this guy's a next level athlete.
Yeah.
Yep.
But man, what's because because he's a god.
That is a good friend of mine. And you don't go around just calling everybody your friend. And it's one of those things where you also, just because you met someone, that doesn't mean they know you.
Right.
I do have the blessing to say that I know him.
Yeah.
And that he knows me. He knows who I am. And I sometimes I don't even know how I got here. I don't know how I got put in that position. I know that a few really great friends of mine at 360, boxing promotion gave me a job. And from there, they kind of just put me in little places. They put me in places, around certain people, and see how I handle things. And the thing with Freddie just was natural. They put me around him a few times, and I know my position. I always know my role. I don't do more. I don't try to overdo it. You know what I mean? You got to read the room. I think that's probably the one thing that will annoy me, is somebody who can't read the room.
Dude, it is one of the most annoying things on earth. Dude.
And so I'm grateful for that, because I can be around people at high status, and they're just, they're normal people. It's how they want to be treated. And I think that's probably a genuine thing between me and his relationship, whatever that may be, is that I'm just genuine when I'm around him. I don't, try to, harass him or anything. So it is a blessing to be around someone like him, to have him talk to me, to say anything to me, give me any type of knowledge. I take it in like no other.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't really have.
I mean, what was the first because obviously you come in, you work around people that everyone is the baddest man on the planet. If you ask them, you know what I mean? And you really are working with some of the baddest men on the fucking planet.
For sure.
And then you got this coach that is a legend. And I could see what you're saying, because a lot of people get very pick me. You know what I mean? Pick me, hey man, can I do this? And for you to have the calm and collective coolness to just know your role, fucking do what you're told, be of service, be helpful, right?
Yeah. Humble.
Be humble, right? That's a unique quality that a lot of people don't fucking have, especially now, right?
Right.
Do you think a lot of it comes from background in music and being around fucking legends and shit like that, just being in rooms, that you knew you're like, I'm lucky to fucking be here. Dude.
When we're in music, me and Uncle T were around a lot of people, a lot of, rap gods and things like that. And, it was really cool to be around them, but then you would see people around you, the way they acted when those people were around.
Totally.
And I think me seeing how people act when stars and stuff like that comes out, it kind of turns me off on the whole deal. Yep. And then I've met stars that I looked up to, and I met them, and I didn't like them after I met them. And so when I started to kind of look at that, then I started being like, well, then I'm not gonna fanboy out on nobody.
Totally, yeah.
If I meet you and you're actually a genuine dude, I'll have super respect for you forever. But if I happen to meet you and you're an asshole, I could care less about you from that point.
Totally, yeah.
I think that it has to also do with where we came from and who we are, but also just when you were in your early 20s, you weren't like that. When you were in your early 20s, you could be an asshole pretty quickly. Yeah. And you guys were out trying to be.
For sure.
But you could, my nephew, legit, you could watch you through the years go through all your story and just continually get more and more humble about your situation. That just to watch that come to where it is now. Yeah. Because it was a bunch of the same thing we all go through. Same thing we all do. You were young and cocky and arrogant and outrunning your program that, led to almost getting in a lot of trouble.
For sure.
To then getting into the martial arts and getting into the boxing and getting into all the different things that you've been doing.
Right.
And then watch that change into just such a beautiful, humble human being that's really focused on life and helping people. And it's just really, our guest last podcast, the same type of deal where they're just being good humans and keeping that good human mentality going has gotten you guys so far.
Right.
And it's beautiful.
I have my own. People think I'm weird, and I am. I used to be an extrovert, but I'm not anymore. I'm an introvert. I just want to be left alone, and I want to be on my own deal. But I also learned that, you know, there's a duality in being alone. You know, yes, being alone is a great deal, and you'll love it, and you'll just I love just the peace. But the bad side of that is that you get used to being alone, and then you don't want anyone around.
Right.
I think COVID got all of us that way.
Yeah. So I'm in this thing that I've been given, like, you know, all these opportunities. I only know how to stay humble with them. I really do. I just know it is upbringing, first of all. Second of all, I respect people, and I don't like people coming up to me asking me a bunch of questions and holding a 30-minute conversation telling me about some shit that I really don't care about. So tell me why some star that you see really gives a shit to hear a bunch of what you have to say. They're cool. And if you're really nice, a star you see and you're like, hey, you know what? I really, really like everything that you've given us. For say you're a movie star, all the movies you've given us, really, really cool, man. I love what you've given us, you know, in movies, and I respect you. Thank you, man. Thank you. If you want a picture, you can ask someone, hey, you know, can I take a picture? I don't ask for a lot of pictures from people. For one, I don't know. I'm not.
I'm the kind of the same.
I'm not into it.
I'm down to taking the moment.
Sure,
Which is like, I'll shake your hand, and then if, you know, we have a cool conversation in that little moment, I'll take that in, you know, more than, I guess, just walking up on you and saying, hey, I really like you, man, really a lot. Can I take a picture?
See, I don't feel comfortable. I can't. I just can't do it. I don't feel I'll do what you just talked about. If I see somebody, I'll be like, hey, man, I dig your shit.
For sure,
And that's as much as I want to say. Walking up and going, hey, can I get a picture with you? Or like if somebody's sitting there eating and you walk up to say something to them while they're eating with their family.
That's crazy, dude.
That's wild shit. And so there's a lot of people that just have no clue.
I did that. I had that experience with John Bernthal in Ojai, you know, the Punisher dude. He lives up there, right? And so we were at the park, and fucking he's at the park with his kids, and we're kind of standing near each other. I said, hey, man, I'm a big fan of your fucking work, dude. It's awesome. He's like, oh, cool, dude. Nice to meet you. You want a picture? I was like, no.
Dope.
I'm good. Like, I just want to say what up. That motherfucker talked to me every single time we were at the park after that. You know what I mean? Like, because there was I didn't need nothing from him. You know what I mean? And like it was probably I watched 10 fucking people come up and do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, he's all, you want a picture or something? I was like, no, dude, I'm good. Like,
I just want to say what up, dude. I want to tell you that, you know, I respect
the
what
4
you've
or
done.
5 times I saw him at the park after that. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? I'm like, what's up, dude? You know,
did you watch his show where he went around the world, different fighters or different types of fighting?
No.
Yeah, I think it was on Netflix.
Was it Bernthal?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he went to like,
I did.
He went to like 5 or 6. That show was killer, man.
He went through some serious Thailand. He went all over.
That one that I can't think of the name of it right now. But it's a art out of like Indonesia or something. But they do headbutting.
Oh, Jesus.
As in part of the fighting. So and I mean it is part of your combo setup. Like, you're doing 2 to the body, 1 to the head, and then 1 with your head. Trying to headbutt him.
That's
and
wild,
it's
dude.
Gnarly, man. It's you guys should check it out.
Yeah,
his show was awesome.
Yeah.
It was,
I'd seen a few of the episodes of that.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Yeah.
You know, because he goes to Thailand, and he starts working with these Thai guys, and he goes through the program.
Thailand is, you know, that's where you're going to get that real Muay Thai.
Have you been to Thailand?
No, but I'm going to go.
Yeah. Chico hasn't either, right?
You know what? I can't
Chico's
say,
his brother.
I can't say that my brother hasn't been to Thailand. I'm not really sure.
I know
he has a big old giant. He probably hasn't.
Yeah.
I know he has a huge Muay Thai. On his show, huge Muay Thai guy up his soul side.
But yeah.
You
can't see it. It's such a waste of fucking money.
See it. Next time you get a tattoo, bro, you tell him to add white.
Just use white. Don't even add white. Just use white. Man.
Dude, that Muay Thai shit is brutal. I mean, it's such a different level of fighting. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I'm grateful for. I don't really care. I tell everybody my age. I'm at 48 right now. I still move around like I'm 30. Muay Thai is great because if you can use your elbows and your knees, because that's really what you're using, your legs, your knees, and your elbows. So that's technically how I look at the sport. Boxing is with your hands and your footwork. So if I master that, I'm good. But then you add in, you want to do Muay Thai? Cool. So we're going to now learn your elbows and using your feet and your legs to kick and elbow. Now, okay, you should know how to punch from boxing. And if you never had boxing, well, then did someone teach you to strike? That's the difference. See, people don't understand that. Everybody thinks because you can strike, just because you can strike don't mean you can box. Right. You know what I mean? Boxing is a total different thing, but striking comes with Muay Thai. You know? Give me a 1-2. And
you're seeing it now. Like, it's crazy even in UFC, like with Ilia Topuria. That motherfucker
best fighter ever.
Box. I mean, he is fucking gnarly, dude.
Favorite fighter, hands down. Brother.
I mean, how could he not?
Boxing is impeccable.
It is impeccable, and he's giving everyone a fucking problem. You know what I mean? On top of that, he has all the other skills. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But it's weird because it was like wrestling was the problem for a long time, and now guys are coming in. They have a boxing background and they've learned MMA.
Yeah,
it's becoming a real fucking problem for people, dude. And you're seeing it with Jake Paul fucking knocking out every UFC fighter. You know what I mean? Like, it's like different sport, man. You know.
And a lot of because a lot of the MMA guys, they don't. I'm just speaking from my opinion. I don't believe they come from boxing backgrounds. A lot of them don't. They went to an MMA school. They learned striking. They're wrestlers. Wrestlers that went and do jits, and that's cool and all. But I'll still say, hands down, if you want to be great at the sport, go to a boxing gym. They say wear different hats. Just take off your Muay Thai hat and put on a boxing hat. Go do hand wraps every day. Go in there with your boxing shoes, punch on the bag, jump rope, do all the things your boxing coach is going to ask you. And it's going to be boring because it's going to be the same shit every day.
Sure.
Over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Right.
But you will become so good at boxing and slipping punches and rolling punches, and your jab will be perfect and your cross will be perfect. Your combination will be perfect. It'll have timing, you'll have footwork, you have all of these things that are just, like I said, the sweet science of boxing.
Right, yeah. Yeah. It's just a fascinating thing because I was watching an interview with Topuria, and he was like, the problem with strikers in MMA is they throw 2-3 punch combos.
Yep.
He's like, I'm throwing 4 or 5.
Yep.
I'm going to get you, if I don't get you the first 2, you're already expecting me to, like most MMA guys are like, it's going to be a 3 punches, right? Yep. They set up for that. Then oh shit, there's 3 more coming. You know what I mean? Like, and they're not ready for it. You know what I mean?
Boxing chambers your body, your hips, chambered with your arm. Everything is connected. So, you throw a 1, 2, 3. Now you can throw an uppercut. And if you throw an uppercut, you can throw, your lead hook with the cross again. And I can go uppercut. And you see how they just, I can just continue to chain punches together. And if I want to throw a kick, I trade a cross for a kick. You know what I mean? That is how...
Because your body's already set up in the position.
It's already set up. There's no different, or say I want to throw a cross, it's an elbow now. That cross becomes an elbow over, and now there it comes. So, but that came from boxing because I just chained the things together, and that's boxing, chaining punches together.
Yeah. So, it's just... The more I get into just watching through MMA, right, through UFC and shit, it's like I got into jiu-jitsu, right? So now it's like, now I'm more interested because when they go to the ground, I'm not like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? I understand that. And as I get into the wrestling thing a little bit, it's like I understand that a little more. Now the boxing thing, as I'm seeing it come in, I'm like starting to kind of see, it. I never devalued any of it because I know my fucking place in the world. I couldn't help myself with one of those people. You know what I mean? Like, that's about it. You know what I mean? But it's just so interesting. I'm starting to see now, like, the little bit of the science and of it. You know what I mean? It's becoming a little more fascinating to me.
It's beautiful right now because what the UFC is doing is bringing just a mass league of all the sports under one roof.
Right. Yeah.
So they already had just the UFC fights, and that's MMA. Yeah. And then they have Contender Series. You know, they have
now they have the BJJ stuff.
Now that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
are you a fan of it? Because there's a huge divide right now in the jiu-jitsu world with people hating it and not hating it.
I believe they're hating it because they're not there. Yeah, you're not there. You're this great, you know, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you know, fighter, and you. For some reason, the people over there at UFC haven't called your name. So, you know, the hell with your stupid circuit. Yeah. No, that it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. And these fighters are given the ability to showcase what they can do. You know, there's rules
on a world stage.
Yes. Yeah. It's not. I mean, how could that not be? You know, they have power slap, which. I mean, some people say, "Oh, that's just barbaric," but it is something else.
I heard the events are incredible. Have you been to them?
Yeah,
they're crazy, right?
Yeah, it's massive. That is an event that you want to catch. One time in your life, for sure.
It's really that worth it.
I'm really good.
It is.
I'm not going. I have no interest.
You have no interest.
Zero.
I would absolutely love to go
and watch it.
Maybe if I was younger, maybe. But it's just one giant dude slapping a defenseless dude that's just standing with his hands behind his back.
I mean, I always look at it like, man, what better way to showcase that you could take
a man
your hands down, buddy, looking him right in the eye. All right, come on.
You can take some massive head trauma.
You are right.
That is my biggest problem with it. Is the man, you've seen it where they've completely rearranged a dude's face to where he looks one way, they slap the shit out of him, and his face is just wrapped around his fucking head. It's crazy. Looks like a fucking cartoon. First time I saw it, I thought it was, and I just can't get into that.
Yeah. I understand. You know? I can respect, and you know that's how they were when Ultimate Fighting came out in the beginning.
People were disgusted.
They were,
dude.
you know, hammer kicking in the head and stomping in the head, and people were just like, "This is crazy.
This is nuts."
And then, you know, then rules got involved.
How do you rule out slapping the shit out of somebody?
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like the progression in UFC for anybody like that was into it, because you probably watch that shit at our house. So the first ones, you know what I mean? So I remember watching it going, oh, this is crazy. But in my head, I'm but watch what's going to happen now. Like from the beginning, I'm like, oh, this is going to become something.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is really the final, this is what we've all been waiting for our whole childhood growing up.
Right.
I want to see what happens. My kung fu is going to, your karate is not going to touch my kung fu. Yeah. You can't fuck with my kung fu.
Right.
I'm a mystic monk. I can float in the air and shit. You know what I mean? What are you going to do against that? Or I'm going to do the one touch and kill you. You know, and then and then people are thinking, I still hear people say some stupid shit.
Oh, it's insane.
I hear some, they wouldn't stand a chance with my kung fu sifu.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. You know, to watch it progress and go like, okay, now it's going to come into something. Now they're going to, you know, when I remember saying that the Gracies are insane, like this is going to change. They're not going to be the best forever.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do this.
Everybody's like, and I'm like, well, wait until they start mixing some boxing in with this, or they start doing, you know, some karate with that, you know, because like we were talking about with the boxing earlier when you were talking about how just getting the hand work and the feet work and being able to piece somebody up like that. It's the same thing with guys that do karate and point karate and stuff, because they have to constantly change their direction and their rhythm and their gait according to what their attack is. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So just watching all that stuff come together has been amazing. Now, how do you equate that to slap boxing? How do you change?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
if you watch what slap, like just people had backyard slap syndicates that they were doing. There was no rules. People, they were just getting. I mean, shit. You probably give you a beer before you slapped each other. You see, Dana White is taking it and put it on a stage. Yeah. He's giving it rules.
Right.
You can't just stand in front of someone and haul off and crack them in the mouth.
Totally.
You can't. Your feet have to be planted.
Right.
You can only turn. You know, you can turn, but you can't lift your foot.
Right.
You can't. You know, palm them with the bottom of your palm in the face.
There's no palm. Okay.
No. You know, there's so many different rules.
Right.
When before it started, there was nothing. It was just, hey, what was a step up? Wham! You know. Yeah, of course, if you allow someone to get, smack you in the mouth, you're gonna take some type of injury. But how different is that from I sign on the dotted line to fight you tonight, and we get in there. I got elbowed in the forehead. My head's fucking split open. They ain't even called the fight yet, and I'm wishing that this guy would, but he's not. This ref is like, no, you fucking get out there. You're fine. You go back out there. The guy across from you, he cracks it open even more. Now there's blood in your eyeballs. He's kneed you in the face. Yeah, and it's just they haven't stopped the fight.
It didn't stop.
You know, at least in slap, boy, smack the piss out of you 3 times. We'll figure out who's done it.
Totally.
So I guess that's how I kind of look at
Sure.
brutal sports. When they first get here, I understand there's no rules and regulations, and it looks. But then I just like how Dana White, the people over there, grab something, give it a stage, give it rules, and start, giving people a lifestyle. Some of those people go on slap are at home
change
on
their lives.
Couch.
Yeah.
They're doing nothing.
Yeah.
They're sitting there, probably can't even feed their children, but they can get online real quick, get on that forum, sign up, sell themselves as I'm this so-and-so badass who, used to get smacked and smacked everyone on the schoolyard. Line your ass off. Get there, get smacked straight to the floor, take your check, and go home.
Yeah, totally.
And they probably need a lot of those. No, there's not professional slappers like, I'm a professional. Well, how do you train for that? Oh, I just let everybody in my family smack the shit out of me.
I slap tires.
So that's probably how you train in smacking. But how do you train to get smacked?
Yeah.
What's your regimen?
Neck.
Yeah.
Just fucking neck workouts, dude. Iron neck shit. I don't know.
A lot of people probably didn't when Canelo last night, as he's standing in the ring the whole time. And he's just sitting there stretching his jaw, and
he's the master of it.
And it's just get that jaw loose, get it comfortable, get your build because he builds his strength. Because look at his fucking neck and his face.
Your knockout comes from your neck whip like a car accident.
Getting knocked out.
Yeah. When you get, it doesn't take a lot of pressure from the shot to knock you out. It's just the perfect shot and the snap and the whip, and you're done.
Yep.
So if Canelo, and I'll give it to Jake Paul. You always see him all the time with that damn strap over his head with the chain. Yeah. That is how you build your neck strength. So you get hit, you're just like, wham, I'm looking back at you.
Well, Crawford hit Canelo with one.
Exactly.
That mother. I mean, and
spun his whole neck back.
Yeah, whole neck back, and then that fucking look he gave Crawford. He's like, this motherfucker. Exactly. You can see it in his face. He hit him so fucking. It would have taken anyone out.
Like where you see stars, lights, you're done.
Yeah. But the fucking look on Canelo's face when he came back, he's like, fuck.
Yes. And that's what, imagine people want to talk about the shot, like, he got rocked. Well, I'm the type of guy who says, did you look at him pretty much eat it? Like, and turn around and like, that's something to be worried about. You would be visibly worried if you stole on a dude like that and you knew you were going to lay him out with this one.
And you got him.
And he turns around and he's looking at you.
He's like, we're not done yet.
I hit a dude one time when I was really young and that happened. I caught the dude pretty damn good. I was like 17 or 18 at the Doritos right there across from the 7-Eleven.
Right.
And I was trying to punk this Mexican dude for his beer. I was young.
Well.
But I cracked somebody and I could put him to sleep. And man, we started playing around a little bit, and I got one on him, and I got him good, dude. And his head snapped back, and he looked at me like, what the fuck was that? And just proceeded to tax my ass, dude. Man, my face was all fucked up. He beat the shit out of me.
I think I learned that there's some point in your life where you learn if you know how to fight, it's no big deal. Or if you have a knockout punch, which you start learning. And I learned that I had a knockout punch, which was my first fight. I fought my first fight, and I hit him, and he was sleepy time. And then I've done that several times after that, which led me to believe, in my right hand, if I catch you
got
with
power.
it, I'm gonna catch you, and you might go to sleep if I get you with it. But it's something that you want to know you have. You know, everybody walks around and says, I'll knock you the fuck out. I mean, it's you might.
If you sucker punch him, maybe.
There you go. If you sucker, but are you? There's people who are sure. If I touch you, buddy, on your chin, you're going to sleep, and that's the confidence in knowing I have a knockout punch. I've done it many times before.
Yeah, it's fucking. I don't know, man. I just. I love people's arrogance, man.
For sure.
My favorite is, you know what, bro? I just see red. It's like.
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
Yeah.
That's gonna get you in fucking trouble, bro.
For
You know what
sure.
I mean?
For sure. Yeah.
You let your fucking rage take over.
Yeah, rage
It's
is
gonna work out really good for you.
especially when you run across professionals. Rage is the best thing that we want.
You
that.
harness it though.
Yeah,
you
for
gotta
sure.
harness
Yeah,
it,
we
you know?
want you to be angry and upset and come charging in and doing
Yeah.
all the funny business and just calm yourself down. One shot, boom.
Yeah, that's it.
Fight's
Yeah,
over.
It's my favorite thing I hear people say is like, "Oh fuck."
If
dude.
you choose to hit them, because if not, you could just really bullfight them. You could just keep kind of slapping them out of the
That's
way
it.
and never
Yeah.
hitting them,
Yep.
and they're gonna run out of breath.
Yes, ole.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm
Which
over
is
here.
probably worse than getting knocked out. I think I'd
For
much
sure.
rather you just knock me out than make a fool out
Yeah,
of
make
me.
a fool out of you. And
Make
yeah.
you trick 4 times. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and knock me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead and put me down.
Yeah.
You know?
I did want to ask. I mean, obviously, with what you're doing, have you been in like Dana White's hemisphere? Like, have you been? What is that fucking dude like, man? Because I mean, all things point towards he's fucking pretty who he is, right? What is it like being around that fucking guy, man?
Good dude. Like I.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, not that you're fanboying
No,
out
yeah,
on him,
no.
but
I mean,
I'm just so interested in
Also-
how that
also-
motherfucker keeps this going like that. You know?
He also works for the UFC, so
Yeah, I know you're not gonna I'm not looking for you to bad mouth him.
like what's he gonna do? Man, fuck
I'm
that
more
dude.
interested
No,
in like
you-
how
I
does
mean,
he keep this shit
I
moving?
mean, you got
he
to
has
imagine he's on the move, so you
Oh,
you know
dang,
you're I mean, you'd be lucky if
Yeah.
if he said
Yeah.
a word to you. I mean, that's a busy man.
Yeah.
You know, moves very quick, but the times, places that I've been in, super cool dude.
Yeah.
I mean, for a guy at his stature who doesn't have to look at you or even say hi to you.
Yeah.
Ever.
You know what I mean? For
Totally.
him to say hi to you means he takes the time out and acknowledges you at the level he is. So, you know, when people ask me anything about Dana White, met him a few times. Every
Yeah.
time I met him, he's a stand-up
cool.
guy.
Yeah.
And so I go off of that.
You know,
Yeah.
he could not get to where he's at without stepping on toes and just actually stomping feet.
That's real
You know what I mean?
businessman
And
That's
stuff.
how it goes, yeah.
But he also, everything I've ever seen, he just seems like he's just a straight dude. Like he just straight up, like
No
man,
bullshit.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that old school, just like Boston area mentality
Yep.
of like, hey
Yeah.
man, if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
if not, go fuck yourself.
Yep. No bullshit with him. Just
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
He knows how to handle, you know, business very well, as you
Obviously,
can tell.
yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
That and I know there's people out there that don't get it or don't understand.
Right.
Like for what he does and what he's doing constantly, there is no stop.
Yeah.
Like there's no like, you know, he's doing the weight training and he looks fantastic, but he doing all the other stuff to take care of himself. But in
Right.
between that,
No.
this is going 9 million miles an hour constantly.
Yeah.
To get where it's mind blowing
Yeah.
to me because I don't in
Yeah.
any no way, shape, or form do I have that type of drive.
He's not. It seems like as a businessman, he's not afraid to you know go into endeavors where other people are.
100%.
Like, so, you know,
he's made an empire off of it.
Exact-
You know
there
what I
you
mean?
go.
Yeah.
And stand by his people.
Exactly.
To the
So, you
end.
know, that's why we have Slap. That's why we have UFC. That's why we have Contender. That's why we have BJJ now. That's why there
Yeah.
is a Zuffa boxing that just was the biggest event since, I think they said, I don't know if it was Ali Frazier or one of those fights.
Really?
It's like the hugest card ever.
Yeah.
And, you know, it brought together boxing organizations that would not
Work
be
together. Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the coolest thing about it. You know, and I hear a lot of the bitching about the BJJ because it's like, well, you only have your guys that you can fight now, right?
Right,
And it's
yeah.
like, I get it, man, but they're building it. It will be the biggest fucking jiu-jitsu league or whatever in the
Yeah.
world in the next 5 years.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I mean, especially with them signing that $7 billion fucking deal with the for streaming.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that I don't have to fucking pay for pay-per-views
look,
anymore,
man.
I am so excited.
I
I'm
think
so fucking excited.
I think what they've done with that is open up a really good can of worms that are just going to bring in all the fish, just everybody. Because I love watching it, but I tapped out because I can't spend
$80 every 2
what is
weeks.
it? Yeah,
On the
it
fucking
can be almost every week. I mean, there's
Yeah.
always you get one
Every
free
week.
fight, and then you get like 3 pay-per-views. Then you'll get a free fight. Then you get 3 or 4 pay-per-views. You know, that's what $220 a month trying to watch fights.
Right.
You know, and I it's just not. It's not feasible.
Yeah.
But to be able to watch it all the time and watch whatever you want, I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how that's going to, I think, really help the sport step into that next level.
Yeah.
Where people, because like last night, man, everybody was watching that fight with us.
For sure.
It started off with a couple of us sitting in the corner, and then next thing you know, the whole corner was everybody watching the fights. And to be able to, I was like, shit, I get to do this with the UFC now.
Totally.
I just turn Netflix onto my TV, and I get to watch this shit, and I don't have to go, hey, Craig, what are you doing? Let's go in halves on this fight tonight.
Let's fight.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing that they're bring all these other boxers and fighters who we never knew before. They brought this thing to them. We would never know who they are.
Right.
That's why it's huge, because we're not just grabbing fighters from regions. They're literally grabbing fighters from all over the world that we don't even know. Some come from China to Russia to everywhere. They come from everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's how we're starting to see who's like the best of the best, because you wouldn't know this guy from over here, but we're bringing him over here because we know he's good. His records, we went over there, and his records are standing up to your records over here, and we're gonna bring you guys together and see how this works out. I just think that that's what fighting is about.
Totally, dude. I mean, it's just been held up for so long by promoters, and I just think it's a really cool thing. And I mean, what they're doing is they're making the fight game on par with the NFL. You know what I mean?
And you said it right.
It's going to be there. You know
we
what I mean?
don't say anything when, NFL is the NFL. I mean, there isn't any, there isn't any other like football leagues that are out there.
What was the one you tried for a minute?
XFL.
Yeah.
XFL, and there was another one back in the 80s and 90s, I think.
Yeah, they tried
USFL or something.
It wasn't The Rock doing the XFL.
Yeah. You see,
where the fuck is that?
It's not going to go anywhere no matter what you do. You are not ever going to compete with the NFL. Is there other leagues of the NBA? The only one that there is the Big Three that Ice Cube does. And he goes through so much ridicule for that because he's kind of competing with the NBA.
Right.
So he's going through a lot of shit with it.
Yeah.
So they're just, leagues are what it is. All the best go into a league and they play against each other and they get paid for this thing that they do.
Yeah.
I just look at it as it's any promoter in boxing should want for their fighter to reap benefit. That is the fighter is the one taking a lot of the anguish. They're taking the pain. They're taking they're the ones they're the ones cutting weight. They're the ones doing it. But I would not take anything from a trainer. Being a guy who trains people, trainers go through a lot. They are there. They're like your uncle, your dad, your brother, your
therapist, fucking
right.
Caregiver.
There are a lot of things.
All the things,
But I think boxing has been to where, your coach and your promoter, when they have control of your financials before you do, I mean, we've seen it happen. We see that's why there's an issue.
Notoriously not the best people.
No, I've met some really cool promoters, though. And I'm sure there's tons out there who are scumbags. I've had the liberty to meet some really cool ones who they care about their fighters. They take good care of them. They make sure that they have all of their needs. And when I look at what Dana White does with his fighters, that's exact. He's one. You just look at him as being one promoter who's taking care of every fighter the same way.
Totally. Yeah.
Everyone. No one's over this other fighter. You're not going to get treated better than this fighter. You have all of the same tools that fighter has to make yourself,
Yeah, with the performance centers and all that. Have you been to that?
Yeah.
How is that?
Places.
I'd love to check that. I mean, I'll never get in there, but it's so fascinating to me that they're building
it's an amazing
training
place.
Performance centers for their people. You know what I mean? Like, how cool is that? You know
100%. It's just a really cool place that they built for athletes to get everything that they need.
Right, and if you are a UFC athlete, you can go there. Right? I mean,
one-stop shop
for everything.
Think about anything in health that you could need as a fighter.
Yeah,
from therapy to state-of-the-art machines to everything that you need to actually
so for fights in Vegas and shit, will a lot of the fighters come and do their training camps there and stuff, or is it is it like I don't exactly know how it works over there.
A lot of times fighters come from camps and in gyms. Fighters like being around their other counterparts. So, for the most part, you get people that they're going to be at their gyms,
Sure.
Hanging out. And then, but know that, they have the ability to use a PI. In boxing, a lot of, there's stigma. Boxers don't want to do any new stuff,
What do you mean?
Man, if your boxing coach has been doing this for 20 years, the way he's been doing it, you're going to have a hard damn time trying to give him something new.
Oh, okay. So there's a little more like stigma on the boxing side of it.
Boxers, they love their shorts, they love their gloves, there's certain things that you carry it on.
Whatever art you're doing. Yeah. Like wrestlers used to come out in wrestling shoes when they would get in the ring.
There you go.
For what?
Sure, yeah.
And Thai fighters are going to want to train. A Thai coach isn't going to come over here and go, oh, yeah, I'm way into wrestling.
Right.
Yeah.
He wants the clinch. He wants the knees and the elbows and doesn't necessarily know how to sprawl.
For sure.
Yeah. Are there, do you think boxers are the most, like, superstitious people of all the fighters?
For sure.
Right. Have you seen guys do some weird shit? Like,
yeah, hell, a boxer will keep a coach for years, and that coach could be robbing your ass blind.
Right.
I mean, it's all based on, hey, if you were to ask him, I've been with him for 20 years. I've been with him 15 years. He knows me. He knows everything. I know. What you also know he's been robbing you blind.
Right.
No, it can't be, Yeah. So, as a fighter, they're just, hell, we wear shorts that just fit right. Every time I got them on, I feel like I can do everything I need. You give me some new shorts. These fuckers are tight.
Yeah.
Something's up with these. What are you talking about? They're just like those ones. They just don't.
Yeah.
Getting new shoes. These are tight. You get new gloves. No, you want what you're used to.
Yeah.
But you got to imagine in professional boxing, unless a professional boxer every time normally has new gloves. If you see him with a new outfit on, those are new gloves.
Yeah.
And they only broke them in backstage.
Really?
Yeah. You know what I mean? But imagine, gloves that you use for a month or two. They're the ones you use at the gym all the time. What if they let you use those ones in the ring?
Yeah.
You'd feel so good smashing that glove into your opponent's face.
Right.
Because you're used to it. You broke it in.
Yeah.
You know what when your knuckle's gonna hit. You know how it's gonna feel when you drop it. But now you get a whole cast. Pretty much that's what hand wraps are. A whole cast around your hand, and then you're inserting your new glove.
Yeah.
And then
so at least everyone's equally uncomfortable, right?
For sure.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, you always hear like the weird, about boxers. Oh, I don't have sex before a fight, or I fucking do this, or I have to wear these like underwear, or this fucking.
I
it's
think
like
the thing about sex, it has to be like, then just let's just use common sense. How do you feel after you have sex? Oh.
Yeah.
You don't feel like doing anything. So tell me why you would go have sex the night before you fought.
Sure, yeah.
You want to save up all of that. You are just pissy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would want to save that up so when I get in there, I just want to go after you. And I also don't want anything to take away, that excess machismo that I have.
Yeah, totally.
Let's just store it up and let it go in there.
Yeah.
And that's, so I think, that's, there's just a lot of little stigmas that they put in place.
But each person has their own shit,
yes,
I'm
there's
sure UFC fighters have it too. But
they have their like most of them all need to gather and pray. Fighters get together and pray, and you'll have somebody saying, "We gotta go." They're waiting right now. Oh, we're praying.
Yeah.
Just like, motherfucker, we're on TV. You gotta go. But that's also something that fighters do. They're not gonna walk until they do their prayer. Or maybe they gotta huddle up, or maybe their coach has to say a certain thing. They will not budge until they get to do that thing that they're looking for.
Makes sense.
What do you have coming up? Like, is there anything you guys can talk about that's going on, or not really? I mean, not like UFC, or whatever. But
360, because we have a show coming up. That's October 4th, if I'm not mistaken. That's at True Match Casino.
Oh, okay.
So I'm already, we're already promoting that show. UFC wise, never know.
You never know.
Are
we gonna see your ass at the White House, dude? You gonna be over there at the White House?
There's a possibility.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
right?
I'm
sure you wouldn't say no.
If my bat phone rings, I'm out of here. I don't say no to anything that has to do, with the shows.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's a great learning experience. So
of course,
I try to take it in every time.
I can't believe they're doing that, dude.
I know.
White House fight. It's going to be
but
nuts.
you
dude.
could imagine oh man, the red tape that's going to go behind the show like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a big production.
A lot.
I mean, you
Yeah,
think
it's
last
gonna
night
be-
was a big production?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, we can only imagine what that
Just
would
the
look like 'cause
background
we don't
check
even
was-
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've never seen a fight at the White House. So what
Right.
would that look like?
I don't know.
It was
Yeah.
like the
It's
biggest
a-
event ever.
It will probably be
And, you know-
record-breaking biggest thing ever happened, I'm sure.
Ever.
For sure.
It'll
Yeah.
be the biggest.
It's wild, man.
It'll be the biggest ever.
So you got your event in October at Chumash, right?
Yep,
Are
October.
you coaching, cornering somebody, or are you, are you fighting?
Just,
You're
yeah,
not-
no, you know, with 360, it's the same thing. You know, athlete relations.
Okay.
You know, my brothers over there give me a job to, you know, take care of the athletes,
Okay.
make sure they're where they need to be,
Right.
make sure they have the information they need to have. You know, weight cuts, fight day,
Yeah.
whole nine. So
Yeah.
from the time the fighters get in, make sure I'm taking care of
Right,
those
right.
things for them, and anything else they tell me to do. It's not always just about athlete relations. It is whatever. Whatever is asked of you is probably what's best. You know.
Yeah, totally.
You know, you don't ever want to just be somebody who's like, oh, that ain't my job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, your job is
Whatever they
part
need,
of the
yeah.
conglomerate. If I need you to
Yep.
fucking hold the trash can for me, would
Yeah.
you do it?
Right.
You know, or no, or that's not your job, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a quick way to get
Yeah,
yourself.
it's a quick way to get out, yeah.
Can it's quick way for somebody to be
Yeah.
like, you know, get this guy the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
crazy, man. Yeah, I'm so stoked for you, dude.
Thank you,
honestly,
brother.
I mean, it's
Thank you.
just it's amazing to, you know,
Yeah.
like I'll catch glimpses of shit. I'm like, God damn, because I've never been to a UFC event. It's
Oh,
like it's
wow.
my bucket list, like one of the things that I'd love to fucking do one day. You know, what I
We
mean?
have to make that happen for
I
you
would
then.
love to, you know, but every time I look to buy tickets, I'm like, fuck. I mean, you know,
so-
$700
so,
for
hey,
a nosebleed. You know what I mean?
Chico, if you're watching,
There you go. Yeah.
you got family
Help a
members who
brother
love
out,
to,
dude. Yeah.
you know,
I'll
see
hit
those
Chico
nice
up.
fights
Yeah.
that you guys have.
Yeah.
So come on, man.
Yeah, I'll hit
Well, you know,
Chico.
Come on.
I'm not the guy that's like, hey, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
I am.
Yeah,
Hi,
there you
bro.
go. That's
Yeah, I'll hit Chico up.
I'm
for
that
sure.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we,
like-
we may have to go somewhere, but let's go.
Let's
I mean,
fucking
could you
go.
imagine you two pulling up, watching UFC fight coming back?
Yeah,
talking
like
about.
I said, dude, I don't, so long as you two are not fighting,
You don't like it?
I don't like you two fighting. I hate it. Remember when
Ow.
we went down that last time, and we've talked about this, where I went and watched
sure.
Chico fight,
I know.
and after that, I went, nope,
Because you
I
know,
don't ever
it does,
want to watch you guys fight again.
It does suck when you like. You know, I've learned that there is robbery in the sport.
Sure.
There's straight up
Well, then,
robbery in the
fuck
sport.
all the robbery. I don't even care about that. I'm watching my nephew get
Fight.
into the ring and fight, and then on top of already stressed out about my nephew getting in there, I got people behind me running their mouth
Yeah.
about machine gun. This ain't no machine gun. This is BB gun.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Man,
want.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
The
and
stress
after
of it,
that,
I'm
because
sure.
I've watched you spar. We went up to TO, right?
Right.
No.
But as far as like watching you get into the ring and actually throw hands, I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Don't want to watch it. Have no. I don't. I love you so much to watch somebody come after you or to hear somebody standing behind me and talk shit about you. How do I do that and not say something? And everybody around's got something to fucking
they all
say.
got something
And
to
so,
say, yeah.
after that Chico fight, dude, I was like, I'm not ever doing this again. I'm not going to watch my
I
kids
think
fight.
Now, at this point now, if you were to like see me, like, you know, I'll go to different gyms and I'll spar and I'll help
That's
out.
different though. That's not you getting in
Like,
the
you know,
ring and
real
like back
full
when
on.
you were in the matches and
Oh,
doing
and I
the
do. I
fights and
miss
stuff.
it too. I
Do
mean,
ya?
yeah,
Yeah.
I do for sure.
Yeah.
Like I still feel like if I wanted to, but because I'm doing too much other things
Yeah.
at this point. But if I wasn't, I would still be inserted
doing it,
as
yeah.
a fighter. They just made paperwork super hard for when you get over 40.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, when you're when you're over 40 and you still want to fight, it ain't just go get your physical. Nope, you got
Oh.
EKGs, you got MRIs, you got. We need to make sure your old ass brain can even take a punch. They'll have you in the doctor's office like literally jumping rope and then like checking your heart rate and like. So you imagine when you get over 40 and you want to fight and they're throwing all this shit in
Like,
front
they'll
of you.
sit your old ass
you
down,
just
dude.
you just you get discouraged.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know, you keep sending me back to the doctor. You're saying that this test and
Right.
this EKG is not good.
Right.
And you just it deters fighters.
But a fighter's always a fighter, dude.
For sure.
I mean, yeah, there's look at Yoel Romero right
For sure.
now. I mean, the motherfucker's out there still slanging, dude.
Yep.
You're like,
Look
what are
at Dan
you doing?
Fry.
Yeah.
Dan Fry is fucking 60 years
Don-
old
yeah,
and
yeah,
still
yeah.
talking shit.
Yeah, it's
You know?
you just have, but I
Don Fry, is that what you're talking about?
yeah. When you're a fighter, or even when you're like 50, 45, in those, and you're still training.
Yeah.
You just still feel good.
Yeah.
You're 60 years old. I'll kick his ass, man. Because you just feel like you could still do those things, and it all has to do with just a little bit of training, a little bit a day.
Man.
You watch some of these old dudes, man, that have been training like and doing that stuff, like, and then some kid that thinks he knows anything about fighting, like at a restaurant, he's talking shit to this old dude, and you'll see the videos, and you'll watch the guy punch,
Yep.
Just
and
get
it's some
pieced up.
70-year-old dude, and
Yeah.
you watch him punch, and you see the form, and you went,
He just
That
made
was
the wrong
nasty.
fucking decision,
oh
dude.
man,
Nasty.
There's one where it was this old dude in like a tracksuit.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
I've
just
seen
knocks
that one.
out like 5 guys that are coming at him, man.
He's like an
but you
old
see
boxing-
him, everything is his hands are down. He's got a good little crouch, and every time they come in, he just everything he has is in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they just go plop, plop.
He's like an ex-boxing champion, you know what I mean? Like,
And see,
just
that's what I mean. It's
beautiful to
timing.
watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's all timing. Boxing is like a rhythm.
Yeah.
Somebody comes up, as soon as they walk forward, boxing rhythm says just step back. Oh, boom,
Yeah.
right across.
Yeah.
It's they don't understand timing. They just understand, I'm coming in, I'm about to sock this guy. You didn't even see he took a small step to the right. Now he's off center line, which center line is where we all fight from.
Right.
And if you don't know that, well then I'm pretty sure you're gonna get socked in the fight.
Yeah,
Because
totally.
you're used to
You're coming
fight
straight in, fucking head up.
Head
you know
doesn't
what I mean?
move. We're right here. You throw her overhand, I throw him. But
Yeah.
if the other guy,
He just goes,
he know, yep,
Yeah.
he knows it. Yours comes in, he slips yours, and he's just looking at you like, oof, bad news.
yeah.
And you're out of there. And that
wild.
all comes with with training.
Yeah.
Slipping,
lots
rolling.
of training.
Yeah.
Lots of training every day.
man.
Even if you're a person who did it every day, I'm gonna dedicate myself to 15 minutes of this. I'm a jab for 5
Sure.
minutes. I'm a right
Yeah.
cross for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm a 1, 2, 3 for 5 minutes. I'm sure if that's all you did all the time for a year straight, if someone walked up to you, just like pop out, boom,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
This guy can fight.
It worked.
Totally.
It works. It's
Yeah.
just like Bruce Lee said. And you do it 1,000, 5,000 times. Same thing over and over. You'll become a master of it.
Yeah.
I just take that thing on.
Yeah.
Turn
Yeah.
my garage into a full-on gym,
Yeah.
and I just sit in there day in and day
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I mean, I learned through jiu-jitsu a long time ago that fucking I learned my place pretty quick. I never thought I was bad, but when you're on the ground, just like I'm a big dude. You know what I mean? And
Right.
when I got someone on top of me, it's 100 pounds less, and I'm like, get this
It's crazy, huh?
motherfucker off me, dude. Like,
Yep.
But then I'll do rounds on my heavy bag at home. I'll do like 3, 4, 5-minute rounds, just trying to,
Yep.
do the thing. And I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? Like now I can roll a handful of rounds at jiu-jitsu. I'm fine. But I get on my heavy bag and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I am dying here.
I'm dead, yeah. But it's
just trying to get
beautiful.
through 3 fucking 3-minute rounds. You know what I
That
mean?
you do jujitsu, and even right now,
Yeah.
I don't know. Say you're to be walking to the bank, some fucker
Yeah.
comes up to you, tries to grab you. It's not gonna go that
It's
well.
not gonna
Even
go
though
very
you're
well.
not a
Yeah.
fucking jujitsu pro.
No, yeah.
This guy's gonna be kind of in trouble because
Yeah.
your instinct's just gonna kick in.
Yeah.
Up, sprawl to the floor. Now I'm on top of you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll you over. I'm
gonna choke your fucking ass out. Yeah, totally.
When I get on top of you, I'm
Yeah.
gonna choke or break your arm, and
Yeah.
you're done. And
Yeah.
that's what I think I love about jujitsu. I love about any combat sport is that it doesn't have an age cap on it. And if you're just willing to go and train and give it some hours, you can be a badass 65-year-old who
Totally.
goes wherever he wants,
Right.
never worries about anything, but also isn't a dickhead. Also
Totally.
isn't a rude guy who goes around being fucked up to people.
There's nothing better for ego than fucking doing that shit. I mean, because if you thought you were bad, you know what I mean?
Thought you
And
were
I've
bad.
never been that person in my life, you know what I mean, that thought I was a badass.
Right.
You realize pretty quick your place in the world. You know what I mean?
Real fast.
And it makes you, in the real world, you're out in public and, I know how to move around a little bit and
sure.
I know how to do things. There's not one part of me that's sizing people up or,
No.
but now I have a confidence that it's like,
Yeah,
try
I'm gonna
it.
go where
Try it. You know what I mean? Try
That's
it.
exactly what
try
it
it,
is.
dude. You know what
Just
I mean?
gives you a little
that's
bit
it.
of
That's all
try.
I need. I don't need fucking all the crazy fucking confidence in the world, but
For sure.
it is what it is. But Dude, we've kept you for a long time. He looks. Anything else you want to promote or throw out before you?
Nah, man. Like I told you guys before, I'm totally introverted. You know me. You could definitely find me on Instagram. I'm Mark the Menace, and I share what I want to share. I'll share on there with you. Past that, that's all you're gonna get.
That's all you're getting. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm learning to just be in the moment. So if I'm was telling anybody else something, it would be that live in the moment, man.
Totally.
Like some things are for Instagram, but most of it's for your eyes and your mind.
I've been working on that a lot.
It is a task.
Yeah.
And they say if you do anything for, I think it's 3 days to a week, in a row, it becomes a habit.
Yeah, totally.
And I just build a habit. Like I just, before I grab my phone, I don't that thing that makes you want to grab it every time and just check to see what's going on.
Yeah.
That feeling when I know that I'm going to do it, I just don't.
Yeah.
And I just try to find something else to occupy the time that I do it again and do it again.
Yeah, you find there's a lot of extra time in the fucking day if you ain't fucking around on your phone.
There's
I think all of us need to take obviously with what's going on in the world, all of us need to fucking sit down.
For sure.
The last couple weeks I've been working
get
on
off
it
that
too,
motherfucker.
doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But you're also doing a lot of stuff like with the kettlebells and all those things that.
Did you start?
Such a big difference.
You start the kettlebells?
Yeah, I got those coming.
Oh, you do?
After
Nice.
this.
Yeah. Awesome.
But
I do kettlebells a lot. I'm gonna fucking.
Mind, body, and soul is what it is. So if you if you're willing to first start with your mind, and then you start fixing your body, at the end your soul will just start to align, and then you'll just be straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I believe. You got to work on all of it.
Well, dude, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure
thank you guys.
to
It was awesome.
Yeah,
I hope you go home and get some sleep, probably, which you're ready for. I bet.
I think I honestly probably won't. Why? Because I haven't really had any time to kind of do what I like to do. I like to go to the movies. I like to chill out. I miss my kids.
Yeah.
So and sometimes you only got 24 hours in a day.
That's
so
right.
Instead of me going around,
Well, I'll talk to you afterwards.
Right on.
Yeah. It's a whole thing that I had to go through the other day, but it has to do with your daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Fuck.
Anyway, all right, man. See you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.